Welcome back. Well, early in the show, we introduced you to Kevin and Susan Miller. They are the mother and son team and the brains and the creators behind Bold City Brewery. We talked about their story, how they came to be, the success that they've seen over the years. And now we're joined by Susan Miller and also Jeremy Baker, who is the head brewer, by the way, who knew the Millers before he even knew that he was going to be doing this. And you graduated with Brian. We'll get to your story in a second, but thanks for being here. And of course, Curtis volunteered to be a part of this segment.
Sure.
Hello.
These don't fall. I got these right here.
This is good stuff.
It's good to see you guys. So first of all, congratulations on everything. It's neat to see, you know, your story from starting out brewing in the backyard with your son now to, you know, something that's pretty iconic here on the First Coast. So what'd you bring us?
Well, today we brought 3 of our cores. Everybody's probably familiar with those. The Killer Whale Cream Ale, our Duke's Brown Ale, which is our flagship, and then the Mad Manty IPA. And then we also brought some special beers from downtown. And each of our brewers decides what they want to brew, and then they take turns brewing. Today we have 2 of Jeremy's beers and 1 of Alex's beers that we have on tap downtown.
How do you come up with, Jeremy, you decide, I'm going to brew this beer. Like, how do you come up with the recipe to create these craft beers?
Yes, so it's magic.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't tell. You can't give away the secrets to the magic trick.
It's
a lot of research and development. You gotta try a lot of other beers first.
Okay.
Trial by error.
That is a very that's a great perk to the gig, right? You got to go out and you got to try stuff. Talking to Brian, your son, we saw earlier in the show. He was brewing in the backyard. Did you, Jeremy, do that? Start out with him? I know you guys were friends, going to school together growing up.
Sure. No, I was not a part of that. I had done some little kits when I was younger, but I never did much home brewing before I started working.
I did the kit in college. We did that. We did that in college in the dorm closet, because obviously the RA, you're not supposed to brew beer in your dorm room. It's frowned upon at most universities. So we hid it in the closet, and one day one exploded, and that's how we got busted. We weren't brewing beer in the dorm anymore. Because it will, if you don't do it right.
Explode.
If you don't do it right, it can be dangerous.
Yes.
Don't try it at home. These are professionals. So let's step up here and pour some out and try them on.
Curtis wants to do the taste test, so let's try.
Why don't you go with the downtown?
Let's try the special ones because I am very familiar with the Manatee and the Killer Whale and the Dukes.
Is this yours now?
So
this is one of yours.
One of the first ones that I brewed that was all my own recipe downtown. It's an ESB, which is an extra special bitter. And the first brews I did were kind of an homage to the first time I could legally drink, which was in England because I have family there.
Oh, the bitters in England.
Yeah, so if you were to walk into a pub and ask for a pint of bitter, that's kind of what I was going for.
The pump?
With this, exactly.
The pump action?
The pump action, malty up front, a little bitter on the back end.
Yeah.
And then I named it the Jam because my son's name is James, so it actually spells out James B.
Nice.
For him.
There you go. Clever. Yeah. All right, so this one, what am I looking for in this one?
I was expecting like a Guinness to come out, right? Like I was expecting.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Okay, all right.
Which one's this?
This is the ESB, an extra special bitter. Yeah, it's called the Jam.
Oh, here, give that to her. I'm on duty.
Okay, fair enough. So should get some nice maltiness up front, and it's going to leave you with a little bit of bitterness in the end there.
Gives that little dry tongue feeling after the aftertaste.
Like you do wine. Do you do that when you taste beer? Am I just
absolutely?
Yeah. And so what are you looking for? So if somebody comes to the downtown location, you can't sample the beers, right? You can go around and do a little sampling.
You can sample the beers, but a lot of times what I like to do, and I wasn't a beer drinker originally, so I learned all this.
It comes with the territory.
And I'll ask, what else do you drink? Say we don't like beer. Well, what do you like? Do you like sweet wine? Do you like liquor? Do you like red wine? And you can almost draw a parallel from that to what style of beer they'd enjoy.
Really? Okay, so good questions to ask if you're going to, by the way, Ocean and East Bay Street, right next to the Cowford Chop House, that's where you guys are.
That's where our downtown space is.
That's awesome. Okay, what's next?
Now this one will be a little more, this will look more like your Guinness, right?
Yeah, we'll do the dark one. So this is an oatmeal stout, again, homage to the pub around the corner from my grandfather's house. It was called the George and the Dragon. Uses Phoenix hops, so that that dragon reference is kind of there as well. And my grandfather's name was also George, so that's where the name comes
that's
from.
nice and dark, yeah.
Okay, Curtis, tell us what you think of that.
It's a little bit. It's good.
It's good. I like the stouts you guys do because Guinness has more of a creamy finish, and I like the stout has more of a lager, has a little bit of the ale, lager and ale finish.
Sure.
As opposed to the silky. And I really like the
And I tried to avoid too much roasted malt. I went to try to go a little chocolate forward. So hopefully you'll pick up some subtle caramel notes and chocolate notes out of there, more so than the roastiness that you find in a lot of stouts. And you find in our 1901 red ale has a lot of roasted malt.
That must be the chocolate. There's no. Is there coffee in there?
One more quick one. We have about 30 seconds left. Is this another one over here that we
have?
have?
Yeah, let's do that real quick. Okay. This is Alex's beer. It's called the Sunshine Saison. It's nice and light.
That's a fun game to play, Susan.
Belgian style
pouring all the beers into one cup. Who's got to drink that
cup?
It's
called a suicide.
We call it the Roselle Street Sweet Tea over in Riverside.
Oh, you guys call it the Roselle Sweet Tea? We call it a rail chug. We call it a drink mat.
This has got some orange peel, some coriander, some grains of paradise. It's going to have a nice kind of peppery finish to it. It's got the Belgian yeast in there, so it's really unique in that aspect.
We got to go.
We got to roll.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
How many times does it take you trial by error to get this right? I'm just curious.
We try to get it right the first time every time.
How many licks does it take to get the Tootsie Roll?
It's magic after he said, right?
You can pick up the Bold City Brews at Publix as well as many area restaurants around town. You can also visit their brewery on Roselle Street or try out their new downtown location, which is on East Bay Street, right next to Calford Chop House. Got to check it out.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here.